Hello, midlifers! It's really nice to see you. I'm joined here by a special guest, a lady called Helen that I met a long time ago. Some of you who have been with SLJ for some time may have met Helen, aka the three-legged donkey. Was it, Helen?
That was it, yeah.
Three-legged donkey. Helen came to SLJ a long time ago as somebody who hated exercise, didn't really want to be there, not quite sure why you were there, Helen. And I think we sort of turned her around into somebody who does like exercise. But Helen's life has gone on in such an amazing way to the extent that she has now qualified as a hypnotherapist. Is that the right term?
Solutions-based psychotherapist and hypnotherapist.
Okay. And we've been chatting, because we've been talking about all things marathon, about sleeping and, oh my gosh, how important it is to get a decent night's sleep. Us midlifers often have an issue with sleep, as we've discussed in the past. Sleep doesn't come easy to us. Often you go to bed, you're wired but tired, we say. So You go to bed tired and you wake up in the middle of the night, ping, I've got an idea, which is when we say write it down. Or perhaps you're waking up in the night for no apparent reason, or you're waking up drenched in sweat. And there was a conversation going on between Helen and I, and she said, I can help, I've got some tips. Well, that's what we need, isn't it? So we've talked about the kind of foods that you eat that would help you with your hormone imbalances, Helen. I'm always an advocate of exercise. Staying active has a massive effect. But you've got a whole load of other advice for us, haven't you, that you can share? So fire away, because we need to hear it.
Well, as a psychotherapist, a solutions-based psychotherapist, you tend to look at people's situations and what's different for them. So everyone has a different experience. Sure. And we obviously look at the things that you just mentioned. So caffeine, alcohol, food, light, temperature, all those sorts of things that we all know about, but perhaps don't realise quite how much they impact ourselves. Mm-hmm. But then there's also some other things that you can help yourself with in terms of when you're waking up thinking through things and when you just can't fall asleep to start with. And one of the really, really easy ones, which I teach all of my clients, whether it's sleep or anything else that they come to me for, is 7-11 breathing.
Right, okay.
And if you think about when you're panicked or when you're nervous about something, you tend to breathe in more than you breathe out. So you go, yeah. And that sets up your fight or flight reaction. So your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure goes up, all the cortisol starts running around your body, and it makes you very panicky. And it just keeps on going around in a cycle. Now you can trick your body and reverse that. So if you simply breathe out for longer than you breathe in for, everything changes round. So it reduces your heart rate, it reduces your blood pressure, and it stops you from feeling stressed and helps you feel very relaxed. So if I show you?
Yeah, sure. Right.
So the easiest thing...
I'm about to be relaxed and chilled. You won't see that very often.
So what you do is if you put your hands just below your tummy button.
Okay, tummy button. You can't see, but I've got my hands below my tummy button.
So you're making sure that you're breathing more from your tummy than you are from your chest.
Diaphragmatic type breathing.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that your hand's moving. So then it's 7-11 breathing, because ideally you breathe in for 7 and out for 11. But that's an awfully long number to start with. Yeah. So if you just breathe in for 3 and out for 5, so you go in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5.
My gosh, I can feel a little bit like...
You can feel your shoulders starting to go. Yeah.
So is that the connection with the vagal nerve there?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. So, and that will help you relax. So if you're having trouble going to sleep, or if you wake up in the night, that's a really easy thing to do, because apart from the fact that it's physically relaxing you, it also gives you something to focus on. So quite often when I wake up in the middle of the night and things are rushing around my head, it's that rushing around your head thing that stops you from settling down.
So a bit more sort of positive than counting sheep that aren't there.
Absolutely.
You're actually doing something.
And you're doing something and you're just focusing on the numbers.
Yeah. So that was in for 3, out for 5.
Yes. And I've got a little card that I've got it all written down.
Oh, fantastic.
On. So if anybody wants a card, leave a comment and I can get them to you or post them out to you. The other thing that you can do, which is a thing that I've learned really recently, is a self-hypnosis trick. And it's really, really simple. And all you do is you look up, don't move your head, but you look right up at your forehead. So that's it. And you'll notice after about 30 seconds, you might start to notice that your eyelids are beginning to feel a little bit heavier. And they just want to start closing.
Yes.
Right. So just that complete relaxation of your eyelids. Now do the breathing as well. and you'll notice how incredibly relaxed you start to feel, and actually maybe just want to lie down.
Yeah. Okay, that's really interesting. So over what period? So the breathing in and out. I'm lying in bed. I wake in the night. How long would I give it trying to do this not reverse breathing, that's what my dog does, the slow breathing before I think, okay, I'm going to have to get up and walk around to break the pattern?
Well, I have trouble sleeping. I've recently had a lot of trouble sleeping, and I've been waking up drenched in sweat and all sorts of things.
So you've been there like we're all there.
I've been there doing that. That's why I'm so interested in this at the moment. And I find that as long as I'm comfortable and I know what I'm doing and I'm just lying there, if I do that, I probably don't get through more than 6 or 7 cycles, and I'm pretty much asleep. If you're lying there for more than 10 minutes or so, there's something called a paradoxical task. If you've been putting off cleaning the kitchen floor, for example, get up and clean the kitchen floor, because you might find that you're actually more interested in trying to go to sleep than the kitchen floor. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely get up. If your mind's buzzing, like you said, get up and write it down. Become a professional warrior. Have a notebook where you write things down so they're out. And don't worry about it too much. It actually doesn't matter if you don't have a full night's sleep every night. Mm-hmm. Just enjoy your time to relax. But with the breathing, you don't have to just do it when you can't sleep. 10 minutes a day will help you generally feel more relaxed and less anxious and more likely to sleep anyway.
You can do it on the train on the way home after a difficult day.
I do it on the train on the way into work. Yeah. So it starts my day off in a relaxed way. Yeah. And it definitely makes a difference to me. And 10 minutes a day really does make a difference. Mm.
So girls, I'm going to finish this little interview off by saying something I noticed yesterday. I was out in the garden with my dog Elma. Some of you have seen her. And her nose is constantly twitching. She's sniffing. It's foxes at the moment. She's sniffing. And I thought, that's what our brains are doing all the time. We're constantly being bombarded with information. Time. Should I be there? Is there a notification? Have I got an email? Where am I supposed to be? Yeah. And people say to me, oh, I am quite relaxed. We're not relaxed. No. Our world is not relaxed. So just having something really simple we can do just to stop the sort of cerebral equivalent of the Alma nose twitching.
Absolutely.
It's a really useful tool, isn't it, Helen?
Definitely.
So if people wanted to know a little bit more about what you do, or perhaps if we wanted to have a midlife group session, is that something that you would do for us?
Yes, I'm actually starting my first group sleep session next week in Sevenoaks. Right. And then I'm going to be running that on an ongoing basis, and I'm very happy to do a session with you if you want to. There's another tool that I can teach people one-to-one, which is a much more in-depth self-hypnosis thing, which is a brilliant tool, which I'd be very happy to share.
Well, I think that'd be a really interesting thing. And if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about this, perhaps doing a workshop so you can take away some tools that you could use like there and then, presumably.
Absolutely, yes.
Let's be honest, none of this is going to take away the hot sweats, because that's a chemical reaction or hormone reaction. So we're not saying, breathe in for 5 and breathe out for 7 and your hot sweats are going to go.
Sadly not.
But what we are saying is it's a tool to help us sleep better, aren't we?
Yes, and just by generally relaxing, that can make a change as well.
Being that cool, chilled person. Yeah. And let's be honest, you're not cool and chilled and I'm not cool and chilled, and if it works for us.
Absolutely.
So write a little comment below if that's something you're interested in, and on behalf of all of us at the Midlife Makeover, we'll get in touch with Helen. Thank you so much for coming out to see us. It's been really good, really interesting, and I hope you've got something from it too.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.